Do you think the killing of George Floyd will finally bring about much needed change?
I think it absolutely will. I am very hopeful that change will come. I've been to so many protests. I've been to so many rallies. I've been to just numerous of community meetings and uh, Congress and DC, Tallahassee, New York, everywhere, and there has definitely been a shift in things. Where it was predominantly African Americans that have been experiencing these tragedies. Now we have been experiencing, but other people have now joined with us, and collectively we can make a change. I noticed that all walks of life, I mean, the LGBTQ community, along with blacks, whites, different religions, different educational levels, different income levels, like everybody is like involved. And I definitely feel hopeful that change will come.
And why do you think this time it'll be different?
I think this time will be different. Number one, because there's so many different people. That's one of the biggest differences, is that there are different people now that have joined with us in support of Black Lives Matter. That's one thing. The other thing is, I certainly believe that the camera had a lot to do with it. Had you heard about the police officer putting his knee on George's neck? It's different from you actually seeing a man being killed in front of your face. Like, you actually saw that occurring. It's like you can't see something and take it back. Once we saw that, we felt obligated that we have to do something, because now you can't take it back. You can't say, oh, I didn't know that this was occurring. Okay, you know that this is occurring. You've heard that this is occurring. You've read that this is occurring. And now you see that this has occurred. And so I think that had a very strong impact on people wanting to get involved and wanting to do something about the problems that we have been experiencing our whole life.
hmm do you think that the police should be defunded in this country?
Well, a lot of people say that word, and I think it's a little bit confusing when they say defund the police department, because just like myself, I think it's some other people that were also a little confused by it too. I think people, when we heard defund the police department, we were under the impression that they were going to get rid of police. It was never said at first. It came from the protesters, but it was never said what that actually meant. And so it confused a lot of people, including myself. But then once I did a little research on it, I found out that they were not talking about just get rid of the police department. They were saying to reallocate some of the funds that go towards the police department to other areas, such as social work, such as youth programs and things like that. And I absolutely think that should happen.